This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You are watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
So for those of you who are not aware, as I'm sure most of you probably will be by now, that Anthony Joshua has signed a career-long deal with Matchroom, Eddie Hearn. Now, firstly, if you haven't been following the interviews or the articles or anything like that, or the statements that's been put out, it's got no bearing on whether Anthony Joshua will continue as far as the UK broadcasting is concerned with Sky Sports, or if he'll go exclusive with DAZN. That's not what this deal is about. This is about Eddie Hearn promoting his fights. No matter what platform it's going to be on, Eddie Hearn will be promoting Anthony Joshua fights. Now, it's no surprise. I think everybody fully expected Anthony Joshua to finish his career with Eddie Hearn. Why wouldn't he? Eddie Hearn hasn't done him no wrong or anything like that. But I was curious, though, as unrealistic as it may be, and not that I wanted it to happen, not at all. I think it's a great move for Anthony Joshua. But I was always curious as to how many people out there who dislike Anthony Joshua, who refuse to give him credit, no matter what he does. What happened if he went with the PBC, or he went with Frank Warren, or Bob Arum at Top Rank? The people who don't like Anthony Joshua, who discredit him all the time, I wonder how many people then start supporting him because he was no longer with Matchroom. Equally, how many people who do support Anthony Joshua, would they continue to support Anthony Joshua if he wasn't on Matchroom? Now, another thing to look at as well, and I don't know how many people have really thought about it, but would this be detrimental in, say for example, it's an example, Deontay Wilder defeats Tyson Fury on October the 9th, becomes WBC champion. Anthony Joshua defeats Alexander Usyk this weekend. People are going to be saying, okay, let's see this fight. I wonder, because Eddie Hearn is his promoter, as in legally his promoter, and has to promote all his fights going forward, if the PBC would allow this fight to happen. And the reason why I say that is because just look at the Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant situation. Eddie Hearn has got nothing to do with it because the PBC have said that Canelo can only fight Caleb Plant if A, they fight on their network, which of course happens to be Showtime. Not quite sure why it's not happening on Fox Sports. Maybe that's for another video. But it has to be promoted solely by the PBC. So, in other words, even though that there could have been more money, for example, for these guys to have fought on DAZN, the PBC were telling Canelo, you ain't fighting Caleb Plant, our fighter, unless you fight on our network. Unless it's going to be promoted by us without Eddie Hearn. Now, if you're not mad about that situation, I don't know what to tell you, because you should be mad about it, because that's potentially blocking fights. That's saying you can only have this fight if this happens for us. When it shouldn't be about us, it should be about the fighters, right? That's what it should be about. So I wonder if, for example, Wilder wins, would the PBC then go, well, we don't want to work with Eddie Hearn, so therefore, no. We're not even going to entertain talking to you, Anthony Joshua, unless we exclusively show this fight on our platform and we exclusively promote it without Eddie Hearn. Now that can't happen. Whereas it could happen with Canelo because there was no contract deal in place with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn had like a 3-fight deal, I believe it was, with Canelo. That expired once the Billy Joe Saunders fight was done. So, but of course, that's not going to be a situation with Anthony Joshua. I hope I'm making some kind of sense. I feel like I'm babbling a little bit. But hopefully a lot of you will understand my point. But going back onto his career-long contract, it's not something that you really see and hear about too much. Most fighters will just do extensions of 2 years, 3 years. In some cases, 5 years. I think Daniel Dubois, he signed a 5-year deal with Frank Warren not so long ago. So that's usually the kind of deal that happens. So a career-long deal, yeah, why not? Why not? But at the same time, how long is his career deal? Well, his career deal will be up until he says, you know what, I ain't going to fight anymore. That could be, maybe this Saturday will be his last fight. Could be that he's going to be still fighting when he's 40 years old. Maybe he's going to retire in a couple of years, come back in 5 years' time after that and have a fight with Mike Tyson or if they haven't fought Tyson Fury by then, maybe have a OAP, Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. Again, Anthony Joshua will be under contract with Matchroom for every fight that he has in the ring. But will it also be something that's included as well? I do wonder if it'll be included if the 258 management fighters will also now be exclusive to Matchroom. Because obviously their boss, as in Anthony Joshua, i.e. the guy who also manages them, such as Joshua Buatsi, such as Sissoko, Campbell Hatton, and quite a few others, they all fight under 258 management. Does that now mean that they will not fight on, say, a BT Sports show? They will not fight on a Sky Sports show? That they will now all be wherever Eddie Hearn goes? In time, we'll find out. We really will. But either way, that is the news. That's my thoughts on it. I think it's a good deal for Anthony Joshua. I don't know, maybe he would have got more money going elsewhere. I don't know. I really don't know. But either way, Eddie Hearn, let's be honest, hasn't really put a foot wrong for him. Now, will this drive the hate even more from people who don't like Matchroom? Probably. Because as I said before, I always wondered what would happen if somebody else promoted Anthony Joshua. Would those who don't like Anthony Joshua suddenly support him? I did wonder that. I mean, imagine had he signed with Al Heyman. All the PBC fanboys out there would probably say Anthony Joshua is the best heavyweight ever. Okay, but at the minute, they're saying that they don't rate him, they don't like him, he's a ducker and blah, 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 just because he's not on the PBC. And of course, because he's a rival of Deontay Wilder of sorts. So anyway, listen, that's my thoughts on the whole situation. You drop me yours, click a cheeky thumbs up, and I'll catch you all in the next video.